In example 2, we're going to graph this rational equation, and if you'll notice, the degree of the numerator is exactly one more than the degree of the denominator. So this means we're going to have a slant asymptote, and we won't have any horizontal asymptotes. Alright, we're going to want to try to factor the top and the bottom first, so we've got to do x squared plus 2x minus 2, and I don't think that that is factorable. Trying to find two numbers to multiply to get negative 2, but then add to get positive 2, boy, I don't think that works. So the top can't be factored, meaning that we don't have a common factor in the top and the bottom, so there won't be any holes for this one. But we will have a vertical asymptote, and that is where the denominator is equal to 0. So we'll add 4 here, and then we'll divide by negative 2. So 4 divided by negative 2 is negative 2. That's our vertical asymptote. To find our slant asymptote, we'll do a little polynomial long division. So we want to ask ourselves, what value, when we multiply it by negative 2x, do we get x squared? And this is a little tough, but it's going to be actually negative 1/2 x. If we multiply negative 1/2 x by negative 2x, we get x squared. Another way to do this is to take x squared and divide it by negative 2x, and you'll get that value here. So we'll multiply negative 1/2 x by negative 2x and get x squared. Negative 1/2 x times negative 4 is positive 2x. Alright. And we'll subtract those out, and we'll see what we get here. So that's x squared minus x squared, that's 0, and 2x minus 2x is also actually 0x. So we don't have to add anything else here. It appears that our slant asymptote is at y is equal to negative 1/2 x. The next one, we're going to try to find our x-intercepts. And to find those x-intercepts, what you've got to do is you've got to set that top equal to 0. So our x-intercepts will occur at x squared plus 2x minus 2 is equal to 0. I'm going to choose to complete the square here, and we'll see how this works. So x squared plus 2x is equal to 2. The value I need to add here is half of 2 squared, which is 1, and I'll add that to the right-hand side. This can be factored into x plus 1 quantity squared is equal to 3. We'll square roots, and then we'll also subtract 1. So let's see what those are approximately. And I believe there's going to be 2 of them. We know that they're x-intercepts, so the value of y is 0. So we'll just type this in. Negative 1 plus the square root of 3. And a nifty little trick is you can do second enter and just change that to a minus sign and hit enter. So we've got about 0.73 and negative 2.73 for this one. And we'll try to find any y-intercepts as well. So we'll move this up a little bit for your y-intercepts. The y-intercepts occur when x is 0. So we'll go back to our equation right here. This term is going to be 0, that term is going to be 0, this term is going to be 0. So we'll have negative 2 over negative 4. And negative 2 over negative 4 is 1/2. So remember that when we're doing this, we're actually saying that the value of x is 0. We're wondering what is the y value. Okay. All right. So let's see if we can graph this one here. We've got a nice graph set up there in the corner. All right. Let's graph the asymptotes. So we've got the vertical asymptote at x is equal to negative 2. And so that one's right here. Alright. And then we've got that negative 1/2 x. Well, the negative 1/2 x is going to start here. That's the y-intercept. Go down 1, right 2, and up 1, right 2, and so on and so forth. We'll see if this helps us here, if this works. So we'll do our line right through there. And we'll see if we've gotten close to this one by graphing. So here's your graph. Now that's all that's all zoomed and zoom 6 and then zoom square. So all the tick marks are equal, and it appears that there's that nice gentle slope right here, and that slope will go there. You can even type that in if you want to, figure it out. It's -1/2 x. You can hit graph and see if it actually does, and it does follow that line right here. We want to go ahead and at this point plot some points if we know them. And so the points that we'll plot here are going to be our x-intercepts. That's at 0.73 right here, and then also at -2.73 we found, I think. So -2.73 would be about right there, I believe. And then our y-intercept is 0.1/2, so right in there. And we can see what's going on here. We can see that this graph is coming down like this and then going up like that. I'll turn off the slant asymptote there for you, and so you can see exactly what this thing is supposed to look like. There you go. Alright, so fair enough. So what we'll do is we'll see if we can graph that. And it's going to be graphed kind of like this. And then we'll graph down here. We'll get that real nice and close to that asymptote. And then here we'll do the same thing. We'll graph that way. And then we'll graph this way. And there you have it. Rational function with a slant asymptote.